future has to be just a little bit nuts. Go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Starting Thursday, November 22nd at midnight through Monday, November 26th, you can save 25 to 30% on the Black Friday specials. Give the gift of food security. Would you rather prepare 6 months too early or 1 day too late? Go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
We are on the march. The empire is on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
We're living on the edge. Living on the edge.
So we do live in a 1984 squared world when it comes to surveillance. They haven't started all the physical secret arrest, all the mass murder yet. That part we've not reached yet. But the tools and the control grid, the arms buildup physically is there. And here's some good news. Business Insider, Supreme Court says it's okay to record cops in Illinois. Now, again, there's still some good things. The Supreme Court's going to re-uptake the Obama healthcare thing. Obviously, if it tells churches, Catholic, you name it, Protestant, you've got to pay for abortions, obviously that's a violation of their First Amendment. The media is so dumb, they're calling it their free speech. The First Amendment is Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Then of the press or the people to right, to peacefully assemble for a redress of grievances. That's the First Amendment, not just your free speech. It's your religion. So they're calling it on a free speech issue. It's on a First Amendment issue. Congress shall make no law. You cannot do this. But it's a side issue, just some breaking news there. Catherine Albrecht is our guest, Dr. Catherine Albrecht. Also Robert Bean, CEO of StartPage.com. And we're also joined by their founder and security technical expert, David Bodnick. David, it is so good to have you here with us. I've been ranting and raving here. Before I go back to Catherine Albrecht here, when we come back from the next break and some stations join us, continuing along the points that you and Robert were just making about how incredible this is. The government, the media says, now, well, what do you have to hide? First, we're not spying on you. We're not. This isn't Nazi Germany. And now it's, well, what do you have to hide? Well, I mean, I got bedroom walls. Not that I'm hiding something, but, at Thanksgiving, I had family in. We closed the door. I mean, this is our house. You got your house. And I want privacy. I mean, that's a fundamental human need. I mean, sometimes I go in the study and close the door for my family. I'm not hiding something. I want to be alone. Comments on that?
Yeah, it's true. And just recently, there's been all this discussion about mobile phones and how private is the information on your phone. If you're doing searches on your phone, and right now, lots and lots of people use their smartphones for searches, and there are a lot of law enforcement people who believe your mobile phone is it's out in public, so you don't have a reasonable expectation of privacy, even for searches.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It's your notepad, it's your diary, it's the most personal thing studies have shown. People keep it by their bedside, but they're now grabbing it at checkpoints and downloading everything on it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
keep going. I'm glad you raised that. This guy keeps raising all the points. I want to find that. I'm at startpage.com. I'm going to search that. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just really scary, and we're talking about no need for a warrant even. Just somebody they stop you. They can take a look at it, download that data, and is that really personal? And your location 24 hours a day. They say they claim this is the
Look how good it works, guys. Punch up startpage.com. I'm only interrupting to direct them. Look, it's the first thing I wanted came up. I typed in police take cell phone data. Michigan police use cell phone data extraction devices without warrants. ABC News, News One, Raw Story, CNET News, and the cops literally at checkpoints just download your phone and say all your numbers, your photos, your data. That's not personal. Those photos of your kids at Little League, that's not personal. I mean, this is a joke. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Go ahead.
Right, and then in terms of knowing exactly where you've been 24 hours a day, they say this information on the location isn't your personal information. It's not private. They say it is. It's the third-party data of a cell phone company.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm going to ask my listeners to habitualize, and I'm going to do it because I mean, once you get in the habit, you're so enslaved to it. I said in our house in the country, no wireless, but we let it back in. Now we've unplugged it again. I've said we're not going to use Google, but I'm so habitualized. I know you guys are with a very important announcement for truth seekers. We've carried a lot of amazing films and books over the years on the online video bookstore at Infowars.com. And out of all the titles we've carried, one stands out because it is just so chillingly convincing. And that's Dreams from My Real Father by Joel Gilbert, available at Infowars.com. This film exposes the fraud that Obama is like nothing I've seen. If you want to know who Obama's real daddy is, this is the film for you. Don't forget, your purchase supports our broadcast and our growing media network. You'll also find at InfoWarsShop.com, None Dare Call a Conspiracy by Gary Allen, the book that woke me up. We're also carrying Behind the Green Mask, UN Agenda 21 by Rosa Corey. This book is coffin nails to the globalist takeover. The Greater Good, the most professional and up-to-date film I've ever seen exposing the scourge that is vaccines. These titles and a lot more are all available at InfoWarsShop.com.
That's what it sounds like when a burglar kicks in the door of a dark house that looks like no one is home. Don't let your home be the next target. Make it look like someone is home watching television with fake TV. Fake TV is a small electronic device that makes the same light as a real television. So from outside, it looks like someone is home watching TV. Fake TV plugs in just like a lamp on a timer, but is far more convincing to burglars. Fake TV deters burglars, costs far less than an alarm, and is highly recommended by numerous police departments. Use it anytime you're away from home. To order your fake TV for only $34.95, go to faketv.com or call 1-877-5-FAKE-TV. Each additional fake TV is only $29.95. So get one for you and one for a loved one for safety, security, and peace of mind for both of you. Call 877-5-FAKE-TV or go to faketv.com. Faketv.com, the burglar deterrent.
Preparedness is simple when you have the right stuff. And with the looming threat of economic collapse and possible service interruption, it's time to get the best-in-class preparedness stuff at disasterstuff.com. Disasterstuff.com has been serving smart preppers for over 15 years with quality products like Berkey water filters. Disasterstuff.com is the official Berkey in-stock shipping center. And as always, free shipping on all Berkey products. Stock up on water barrels and accessories. Get Country Living or Wonder Mill grain mills, Excalibur food dehydrators, Tatler reusable canning lids, Sun oven solar cookers, EMP bags to protect sensitive electronics. And don't be without your Life Straw personal water filter, all from disasterstuff.com. Preparedness is simple with the right stuff from disasterstuff.com. Freedom through self-reliance and personal responsibility.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want to stop tyranny? Well, so does he. Live from the Infowars.com studios, it's Alex Jones.
You want it, you got it. A whole hour of Dr. Catherine Albrecht and the amazing founder and CEO. Both men here in studio all the way from the Netherlands and Europe. My mom's going to go visit the Netherlands again with my dad. She just loves it. I can't wait to go over there. I've been to Europe and been to England, but I've never been to the Netherlands. That's my mom's favorite country over there. He joins us, Robert Beans, also David Bodnick, the founder and security and technical expert, Dr. Catherine Albrecht, startpage.com. And yes, what we're trying to get you to do is to become aware of what's happening. And yes, they're a small sponsor over the years, but all sponsors are important. Now, they sponsor InfoWars Magazine, and they also sponsor some on the site. But I've got them here. This is not a sponsored interview today, to really promote this. Because I was talking to him, I guess, about a month ago on the phone. I was talking to Robert, and I think you were on the line too, right, David? And I was like, you know what? Next time you're in the U.S., come on down to Austin. And they called a few weeks later and said, all right, we're coming. And so here they are. I'm flattered, and it's very, very exciting. I'm going to treat you guys to some Texas barbecue after the show. But to make a long story short, I mean, it's good to have something that we can do instead of just laying down to this. And you guys have been around for a long time. You're expanding, and your search just gets better and better and better. In fact, I like a lot of the results I get from you guys even better than what I get with the standard Google search. I want to go to Dr. Catherine Albrecht before we go to callers, because in between my big mouth and then all three of us, there's not a lot of time for each person. But if you just joined us, David just brought up during the break, hey, look at how the police pull you over now and grab your cell phone and say it's not your private data and download the contents without a warrant. I mean, the First Amendment is important, but what about the Fourth? That you should be secure in your person, papers, and effects, and that your home should be secure. In fact, let's pull up the Fourth Amendment on screen, perhaps. But if you go to startpage.com and simply type in police take cell phone data, First News, ABC News, Michigan police use device to download cell phone data without warrants. And then we showed the other headline earlier, where Senate bill allows reading your email without a warrant. See, they know that we're waking up to them engaging in all these crimes. So now they're retroactively trying to get it all legalized. Before we go to Dr. Catherine Albrecht on this, David, anything else you'd like to add? Robert, things you'd like to add on the points I've been raising?
You know, the one other thought is that I think there's a huge difference between people saying that they're going to act respectfully and treat your data privately, and actually standing behind that and doing it. So, for example, at Start Page, we have audits where we are audited by a third party that says, yes, you are doing exactly what you're saying you're going to do, so that it's not a matter of trust in one person or one company, no matter how good and virtuous they might seem, but there's something to really stand behind that.
You mean I can't trust Apple that admittedly runs the worst slave factories in China and has suicide nets around them?
Right.
But, I mean, Al Gore's liberal. I mean, he said if I pay him carbon taxes, he'll save me from global warming.
And you know, for people and companies that you trust, you might trust them now, and other people might get access to that information or get involved with those organizations. So it's just so important to be able to have that accountability. That's not just an I promise I'm doing this, but somebody saying, yes, you're doing what you said you are, and holding you accountable.
You're right. I'm going to punch up the text of the Fourth Amendment. I've got it up on my screen right here. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by an oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. So let me see. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, that means, you know, a notepad you're carrying or a cell phone with the data on it, persons, houses, papers. Oh, my cell phone isn't my papers because it's digital papers. And effects. Oh, that's not my effects. Against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. And then they go on to define what unreasonable is. And no warrants. Saying you got to have a warrant, and you don't just get a rubber stamp. No warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. I mean, what is hard to understand about that?
It's pretty clear.
But if we just waive our rights, Catherine Albrecht, we're covering a lot of issues here, but there's a whole laundry list of things happening. What should we be aware of right now?
Well, you know, we're talking about the Google search, and you were talking about how you can just look up police grab cell phone and you get the results. And I should point out that what you're getting when you search with Start Page are actually Google results without the Google tracking. And I think that's one of the features that we haven't really gotten into. But when when we set up Start Page, your earlier listeners may recall that we had and still have a search engine called XQuick. And XQuick goes out and takes your search and delivers it in real time to multiple different search engines. So XQuick will oftentimes have a different set of results than you'll get from Start Page, because what Start Page does is go directly to Google. And what's cool about that is we actually, nobody can deny Google has a fabulous search engine.
So you can search the NSA slave grid without Sauron looking back through the crystal.
There you go. Exactly right. So you get the advantage of all of the thousands of hours of engineering that have gone into making Google a really good search engine, but you're able to access